They did. Joining me right now is disruptive tech founder and chief analyst Lou Basenese. And Lou, it is good to see you this morning. Your reaction to what's happening this morning with Facebook?
Not buying it one bit.
Yeah.
I feel like we come here all the time and they have selective disclosure, right? When they get caught, they start revealing a little bit, and then as the data really comes out and the hard evidence, we find out that they've been violating users' privacies from day one. I mean, I hate to say it and get biblical, but man can serve only one master. And for Mark Zuckerberg, it's been profits over privacy from the very beginning.
Yeah, and that we've been talking about is their business model on Facebook, selling consumer data to advertisers so that advertisers know what that person wants to buy and what they like.
Right, and what's the solution in this situation, right? Because the more data that Facebook gets from violating our privacy, the better the ads work for the advertisers. So the more profits Facebook makes over ads, the more the advertisers make on their product. So it's, you know, we're the product, we're not Facebook's customer, and I just don't see any solution to this outside maybe Mark Zuckerberg finding a new job. But, you know, I don't see that being very likely in the near future.
Lou, hi, James Freeman of the Wall Street Journal. That comment from Facebook saying he did not knowingly violate the FTC agreement, is this an admission from the company?
Yeah, maybe he read the preview in the email and didn't actually open the link in the email and read the whole thing. I do believe it's an admission. I think the evidence, if they can't reach a solution with the FTC, this evidence is going to come out. These emails are going to be in the public record before long, which is all the more reason that Facebook is clamoring to get this record settlement paid so that it doesn't come into the public.
Does it really? Well, it really. Again, the Wall Street Journal points that Facebook is worried about the public relations aspect of it, that it could be a huge embarrassment. Really? Will it? Again, like, Facebook was built on giving people access to their users' information. They had an open policy from 2007.
But people didn't really know it, you know, even though it was an open policy. I don't think the average user really understood.
But they had, so it was 2007 to 2014 that they let app developers access the data of like people's friends. So you use an app, but the app developer would have access to all of your friends' data. Nobody knew.
Yeah, nobody knew. Maria's right. I think we weren't aware of that. Now we're becoming aware. But for Facebook to say they're worried about the PR side, I mean, this is public embarrassment number 100. I mean, it just falls on deaf ears, and I think you really need a change. But we've talked about this before in previous months about users have to define what those boundaries are on privacy. What are we willing to give up for the benefit of using Facebook? And I don't think that there's a clear consensus on what that is. And the company's not motivated to arrive at that consensus.
And that's the thing. It's not motivated to arrive at it. And I don't think I mean, does anyone there care? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg has all the voting control, right? I mean, he's not going to say, oh, I'm going to step off, I'm going to step down in my own company unless he's got pressure to do so. Who's going to pressure him to do so? There's the video of him testifying on Capitol Hill last year.
Right. I agree. It's symptomatic of a bigger problem in Silicon Valley. Like in the last decade now, these super voting shares, all these companies coming public where you have no, I mean, Snapchat's another example. You can't oust the CEO or have any impact as an activist at the board level.
Lou, do you think there is any shift, though, any pressure on Mark more than there was before because of these issues? Or do you think it's, you know, it's his company, let him do what he wants?
No, I definitely think there's more public pressure, and he's, I think, caving to that. You know, I do think he no longer can hide in the shadows. You remember last year he sent Sheryl Sandberg to testify in front of Congress when he should really step up and be the leader. But I do think he's being called to the carpet here, and you're going to see some changes. This record FTC fine will get paid. They'll make big headlines about that. But
yeah.
Really, I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, a $16 billion bottom line company, $5 billion is really just, you know, it's not that big of a deal in the long term to them.
Are there, how about competitive pressures? Are there alternatives that give people a better deal on privacy? Are there venture capital-backed startups who are saying we can do what you get with Facebook, but with a different model on your information?
Yeah, I think there were. I mean, Snapchat was the most recent example, but here's the thing. There's no patents protecting Snapchat, so Facebook rips them off anytime they develop a new feature that resonates with users. and they have a bigger network, so they roll it out and they get the network effect and they squeeze out the competition. So it's really too big to fail in social media, I would say. I don't even think a disruptor could come along and dethrone Facebook at this point. If there was a genuine threat, they would acquire them. I mean, you remember they used the user data on WhatsApp for when they had the monitoring app inside Facebook users to figure out that WhatsApp was the next big app, and they just bought them out.
Lou, I don't know about them going out and acquiring other companies now to give them some ballast, like particularly Instagram, because of the mood in Washington.
Yeah.
And this is bipartisan. Yeah. This is a bipartisan loathing of this company. Not loathing, but again,
right. No, Elizabeth Warren and Ted Cruz both want to break it up, right, Tegan?
Right, yeah. Break it up, or certainly they can prevent these companies from buying other companies, like particularly sizable companies that would give it even greater reach.
I agree. They would have a tough time justifying a large acquisition, but at the same time, the solution of breaking it up, what does that accomplish? Are you going to separate them out so that eventually they converge and come back together later on? Again, I don't think there's any easy solution. So we're going to see more privacy crimes and repentance, and this is going to drag on for years.
Lou, it's good to talk with you on this. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Maria.
Lou Basenese joining us there. Coming up, breaking news this morning on oil and on a reported tanker attack.